Hey, new nonprofit leader, have you submitted your application to the IRS and still haven't heard back? It's nearly Christmas, and you probably have big plans for your nonprofit in the new year. If you filed the long Form 1023, here's a tool you can use to get your nonprofit approved faster. I'm Dan Johnson, and I help business owners and professionals build sustainable nonprofits from the get go. This year, I've helped three nonprofits reach almost $400,000 in combined revenue, build teams, and create the kind of organizations they were looking to make an impact with. So, where I want to focus on right now is the very beginning of your journey. This is your nonprofit application. If you have looked to start a serious nonprofit, you likely filled out the long form of Form 1023, the one that required you or asked you if you were going to have more than $50,000 in revenue this coming year. You might be aware that the average waiting period for that form is between 6 and 18 months. But there's a little known tool that you can use to get your application expedited so that you can go out and start helping people sooner. And I've used this tool, my last three nonprofits that I got filed, I used this tool to get them filed and approved in 6, 44, and 61 days, respectively, instead of the 6 to 18-month wait that you usually get from the IRS for this form. So what do? So the IRS has an expediting process for these forms for nonprofits that meet a few key criteria. So what are the criteria you have to meet? First of all, you either need to be in a disaster relief zone, so a federally declared disaster relief zone. That will get you pretty much automatically approved. So if you are in areas of Florida that were hit by hurricanes Helene and Milton, if you are in Asheville, North Carolina, anywhere that's a federally declared disaster zone, you can get quick approval for your nonprofit that way. The little bit more difficult process, but most nonprofits still qualify for, is having a pending grant that will affect your operations if you don't get it. So what are the requirements for getting approved based on a pending grant? There are three requirements to getting approved based on a pending grant. Number one, you need to be actively engaged in activities, whether you are planning something out, whether you are building your team around something. This can't be a theoretical nonprofit that you will do in the future. Number two, you need to have a pending grant in a specific amount. Now, this trips a lot of people up, but look, a grant is just a donation from a business or an organization as opposed to an individual. So anyone who has committed to giving you a certain amount of money for your operations coming up, they're someone, or their business is something that you can put down on the expedite letter. Most people either have a family business, in which case all the money that comes from you can come in a grant from that business, a grant commitment from that business, or all of the money that you're planning on giving your nonprofit. If you have a family business, you have a friend who has a family business, and they're going to give you money next year, that can count as a pending grant. And then finally, it is operationally relevant. Now, this is pretty gray for the IRS, but I would say it's at least 10% of the projected income that you put down in your Form 1023 application for this coming year. For a lot of nonprofits who file Form 1023, that is less than $50,000, it's $20,000 or $10,000, $30,000. If the pending grant is going to be more than 10% of that, whether that's coming from you or coming from another organization or business, then you can file this expedite letter. So what do? You put a letter together with your EIN, or your employer identification number, your name, your address, and you basically say, hey, we are hoping to expedite our application. Here is the pending grant we're going to receive. It's from this company. It is going to be in this amount, and we expect to receive it. We need to receive it by X deadline. Now, for a deadline, I recommend 60 or 90 days, but you put down a specific deadline for that pending grant. You talk a little bit about what you're planning on doing, your specific activities that the grant will fund, and you respectfully ask for an expedite. You sign that letter, you fax it off to the IRS determinations department, and I'll throw the fax number up on screen for that. And then you wait for a reply. Now, the IRS has a funky system for approving expedites. So either they will approve your expedite, in which case you won't hear anything, but if you check back in about 2 weeks, they'll say that your application has been referred to an examiner, or they will deny your expedite, in which case you will get a call. So you'll get a call if they deny it, you won't if they don't. But if you do all of that together, then you stand the best chance of taking your nonprofit application from a 6, 12, or 18-month wait right down to potentially even a 6 to 10-day wait. What a Christmas gift for the holidays for you, for your nonprofit, and for your donors. So if you want to get my expedite letter template, where you can just plug and play everything you need to file this expedite and get your nonprofit faster, just drop the word "me" below this video. You'll get that expedite letter template. If you want more information on launching and creating a sustainable nonprofit, just follow me and like this page at Next Level Nonprofits. Thanks so much for paying attention, and I'll drop another video soon.